And there's into the net by Kapalolu.
Oh, that was a serious mistake by USC. Kapalolu just jumped a little too close to the net and was caught.
2-1.
Oh, there's a dink shot by Bill Stetson. I think he'll let it go. Yes, he does. Okay, here's a replay of that. The ball is passed tight to the net. Stetson goes up as if to jump set the ball, sees that the blocker doesn't jump, and just dinks it, left-hand dink, into the open space. Smart play by Bill Stetson.
So side out, USC. And Bill Stetson, who incidentally is playing in there in place of the injured Dusty Dvorak, makes it 2-2.
Okay, there was another stuff block by Hovland. He's played well all night, and it's a very tight game right now.
Stetson is this young freshman who was called in that first game. In case you joined us a little bit late, Dvorak injured his ankle, could not return.
Oh! There's a mistake by USC that turns out to end up in a point. They sent the ball over the net, but UCLA was caught unaware, and the ball dropped between 4 players.
And a nice little bit of thinking by Kapalolu. Look out.
Okay, Salmons is really warming up here. He's been UCLA's best hitter all year, and he's really starting to spike hard for UCLA. Side out.
So it'll be Joe Micah who will be serving. Good look at him. He was redshirted last year after a brilliant year 2 years ago, and there's a mistake. And that is kind of a surprise, Chris, because he's usually a very good server.
Well, it looked like he was trying to serve into the short zone there and just hit it a little too weakly. Joe is considered the best server on the UCLA team.
All right, here's Hovland serving for USC. Oh, what a beautiful play.
That was Peter Ehrman spiking the ball over the block and down. Now, Peter's only 5'10", but he possesses great jumping ability. Now, here's the replay. Hovland serves. Well, watch the right part of your screen. Little Peter Ehrman going up, the classic high outside set. He goes over the blockers and into the vacated zone in the backcourt.
All right, that means now that Salmons is serving for UCLA. They're trailing 3-2.
Well, Kapalolu got blocked on that one. Another fine play by Ehrman. The set was a little tight to the net, and Kapalolu couldn't handle that play.
All tied at 3. Salmons again on the serve. Oh, there was a great power shot by Powers.
Pat Powers has played well all night. He's been one of their mainstays, and he's just going right over the top of the block.
So serving is Kapalolu for USC.
An interesting thing about Kapalolu, he wouldn't be in the lineup, but one of the other USC players, Mark Wellborn, was sick, so he's in the USC lineup as a substitution, playing well.
Boy, has he ever. What reactions.
Tremendous dig by Hovland on that play. They give the ball back to UCLA. And a one-on-one stuff block by Fulvio Danilis on Rick Amon, UCLA's high jumper.
Let's look at that one again.
Okay, here we have the first part of the play again. This is the crossing pattern. Rick Amon goes in, he fakes, and the ball is set to St. John Smith. The blocker's faked out, and St. John Smith crushes the ball, but a saving dig by Tim Hovland, and another save by Bob Yoder. They put the ball back over to UCLA. Now here comes the same play again, but Karch Kirai is going to set Rick Amon here. Now watch Danilis. He goes up right in the middle of the court, and one-on-one stuff blocks Amon into the backcourt where UCLA has no players. Point USC.
And a great play by this Brazilian Danilis. Kapalolu again on the serve. Spike is wide by St. John Smith.
Well, USC is playing very well right now, and they're taking advantage of every UCLA mistake. If USC wins this game, it will be a 5th and deciding game for the NCAA championship.
Uh-oh, Kapalolu's serve is long. Side out to the Bruins.
Glenn Davies, the official, signals the ball goes wide, and there's Peter Ehrman from Hawaii serving. Dig by Joe Micah. St. John Smith goes for the set.
Look out. And a great cross-court spike by Joe Micah. And it's 5-4. The Bruins are coming back, and we'll be back in just a moment. USC still in the lead, 6-5. St. John Smith serving for the Bruins. Oh, and a great spike by Amon. And that makes it 6-6.
Okay, UCLA is really utilizing Rick Amon. They're setting him at every opportunity they get.
St. John Smith on the serve once again. All tied.
Okay, there's a pass by USC. They set the middle. Little mistiming there by USC. And Peter Ehrman hits the ball off the block and out of bounds for another UCLA point.
Oh, look out when the Bruins get that lead. Incidentally, it's not Singin Smith, it's St. John as we've been pronouncing it. It's really short, British short, for St. John. And there it is, another one, 8-6.
Okay, USC has called a timeout. Now let's take a look at the point in which UCLA tied up the score at 6-6. Here's the pass, the set in the middle to Rick Amon. He goes up, sees the blockers to his left, and spikes it straight down, right past the defender.
Are you up there?
During this timeout, let's listen to Al Skates, the veteran coach of the Bruins.
We moved it way in that time, and we got the good clutch on it.
Moving it in. Okay, we got Yoder hitting some threes, okay? So the left blocker, come on in.
Okay, what he's telling his players, Bill, is to watch for Bob Yoder. He's going to be in the lower portion of your screen. Now, they're telling him to watch for the quick set. They want 2 blockers on that short quick set. Now, they either run the 3 quick set or they'll set him high. It'll be interesting to see how Coach Ernie Hicks plays it.
St. John Smith still serving 8-6 Bruins.
Okay, they set him high on that play. Spikes the ball down the line.
Too long. And the Bruins have a 3-point lead in game number 4. They're leading 2-1 in this championship finals. Side out, USC.
That's a great set from Bill Stetson to Pat Powers. He came in for a short 1 set, and UCLA was not expecting it.
So here is Danila serving. Oh, great dig by UCLA.
Oh, that's just a terrific play. Rick Amon dove right on his stomach to save that ball, and then they set it outside. I think it was Joe Micah put the ball over the block and right off the defender out of bounds. UCLA is really warming up here.
Amon serving.
Okay, now Stetson tried that little dump shot again.
And it's side out to USC. Bill Stetson on the dink. He's the replacement of Dusty Dvorak, who was injured in that first game. His ankle so severely injured he couldn't continue, but Stetson's been playing very well. Here's Bob Yoder on the serve for USC. Oh, nice spike by Hovland.
There was a little mistiming on UCLA's part. Salmons and St. John Smith just didn't have it correctly timed, and Hovland put the ball down.
Into the crowd.
They just couldn't quite get it out. It looked like they had a chance. It's interesting that they can go anywhere on the floor to retrieve a ball, but they just couldn't quite get that over. Side out goes to UCLA.
Al Skates in his 17th year as head coach of the Bruins has won 6 NCAA championships in the last 9 years, and the Bruins are leading 9-7. Game 4.
There's a great backcourt spike by Pete Ehrman. But the man who made that set possible was Karch Kiraly, leaping over the net and fisting the ball up into a set, and then Peter Ehrman put that ball away from 10 feet back.
All right, here's Kiraly serving.
Great spike by Pat Powers. He hit that ball from behind the 10-foot line. He's not normally a back row player.
We may have a dispute here. Al Skates says point UCLA.
Okay, what happened here, Bill, is the umpire, Catalino Ignacio, is signaling that Pat Powers had stepped on the 10-foot line. Now, Pat Powers is a back row spiker. He is not allowed to go in front of that line. And you see he indicated with his foot that he was over the line, and so the side out goes to UCLA. And in fact, that's a point.
Well, that's a big point, 11-7. Kiraly still on the serve. Uh-oh, look out. Another point. Bruins.
Okay, it looks like that last previous play really unnerved USC. They're not playing very well right now.
And USC has called timeout to try to stem the Bruins' momentum. Started every game since he began his freshman year. That's quite an achievement. Micah spikes it. Oh!
Joe Micah has played great. You know, Bill, he wasn't even a starter most of the year after being the 1976 NCAA MVP, and he came into this game and has really given UCLA a lift.
Kiraly again on the serve. And side out as that hit by Hovland was a dandy, so Hovland will go back to serve. 13-7 is the score. Tim Hovland. Whoops, they got a mix-up here. It's Stetson on the serve. Bill Stetson serving. And I think they're going to get a time delay.
He took too much time, Bill. That's what they're calling. He went beyond the reasonable time limit, and the ball goes over to UCLA. That's a big, big mistake at this time in the game.
And here is Joe Micah on the serve. Score still 13-7. The Bruins in front. Uh-oh. Kapalua hit the net.
He was trying to cut it by Steve Salmons. I guess Salmons might have intimidated him a little here. It's point game match for UCLA.
You'd never know it looking at the coaches here. They seem to be unemotional, but I bet their insides are churning. Al Skates on the verge of winning a championship.
That's an ace!
An ace by Micah. UCLA wins it.
I don't believe it, Bill. An ace on the final point. I don't think there's been an ace all tournament.
Al Skates, whose last